Alright tubes, what is going on? Got something pretty interesting here for you today, or at least I'm hoping it's going to be pretty interesting. What I'm doing here is I'm working on my my '06 Ranger. You guys know this truck, the black truck, the fruit truck, in reference to the camper on the back, which I've actually decided to abandon. Stay tuned in the very near future for why I'm making that decision. Hopefully you'll agree with it. But anyway, the point being is it's time to change the oil here, and I got an idea. Now, some of you guys who have been perhaps longer term subscribers and been watching my other videos for a while now, you know that on both my trucks I've got these pre-oiler systems that I've kind of come up with. I'm not going to explain the whole thing. I've got videos on it, you guys can check it out. But basically the simple concept here is that what I have is a pump here. It's just an electric gear type pump, and it's hooked up to my engine in two different places. The feed to this pump, which is kind of hard to see, goes back there and snakes down underneath. It actually goes directly to the bottom of the oil pan. Now the output of this pump is this line here, and it travels down and hooks up to my oil filter. And basically what it does is it allows me to build oil pressure up before I ever start my engine. And the reason I want to do this is hopefully to prevent wear to my timing chains. That's the short little introduction or summary of why I have this thing to begin with. And if you're interested in it, of course you can check out my other videos on it. But I don't know how I didn't think of this before, but it just occurred to me as I was thinking about the fact that I needed to change my oil, that if I have a pump that's already hooked up to my oil pan, why in the world am I getting underneath the truck every time to drain all the oil out? So basically what my plan is I've got a 5-gallon bucket here to drain my oil into, and I've got a little piece of line here which is not unlike the line that's already hooked up to the output of this pump. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to undo the clip here and take this output line and take this line off of the pump, and then we'll take my drain line here, as we'll call it, and hook it right up to the pump and send it down into our drain bucket. Now, theoretically here, I don't really see any reason why this wouldn't work and why it won't work exceedingly well. Now the only problem that could happen, and I don't think it's even worth worrying about, is if you think about the way you have a little pipe fitting going into the oil pan, the thickness of that fitting is going to be like the limit to how much oil you can get out of there. I'm not really anticipating that to be a problem. I think at the max I'd have like maybe 1/4 of a quart left in there, which isn't a big deal. So let's get cracking here. Alright, so I think we're all ready to go here. The moment of truth has come. Alright, well that worked exceedingly well. I've just got the line sitting in the tank here just to drain out. You know, there's obviously some oil going to be accumulated in the line there, so I just trying to drain out as much as I can, but it's never going to completely drain. So in a minute we're going to swap them back over there, and in the meantime just filling her up with some fresh oil. So I'll get it swapped over there, and then let's come back to you for some final thoughts. Alright, well, I can't say I have a single negative thing to say about that. That was great. Probably the cleanest oil change I've ever done, to be honest. It was super easy. I didn't even have to get under the truck other than the oil filter. And speaking of that, there's actually an added advantage. This feed line here coming from my pump going to the sandwich adapter on the oil filter, it always ends up having oil accumulated in it. It kind of builds up a column and it just sits there. So anytime I go to change the oil filter, what happens is I unscrew the oil filter a little bit, and then that column drains out all around the oil filter, and it always ends up getting all over me. So that negated that problem as well. So there's yet another added benefit to this whole thing. To be completely honest, given how great that was, If I was ever going to install a pump like this in a vehicle, I don't know why I wouldn't use it as a pre-oiler as well. However, for the amount of effort that's required to put one of these in, if for some reason I didn't want to run a pre-oiler, I'd probably install it anyway just because of how great it is for oil changes. Other than that, I don't think I really have anything else to say about that. This was a great idea. I'm glad I came up with this, and it's something I'm going to be doing on both my trucks every time I change the oil from now on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and stay tuned. I got a couple of things coming up. I got an update regarding the camper on the back of this truck. I'm sure most of you guys aren't going to want to miss that. And got some things going on with the other truck over there as well, the O2. So we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.